Or hopefully everybody's doing good on this Sunday. And gonna talk about what do I actually believe. And I come down to several factors over the past 13 years of investigating this, and I was changing, but I managed to nail it, and I actually found my purpose, what I need to do here on Earth last night as well. A lot of times it's just very simple. Everybody has their own purposes. Gotta have to find it. But it clicked me last night. And this guy mentioned something about the Matrix, and I like the concept of how like everything that he has in his website, everything's like in a graph, everything's numbers, everything's energy. So I honestly believe like this concept is how much everything aligned with everything on this earth and will be in the coming future. There's theories that have been blown out in the past 100 about the globe model, and the flat model came back a few years back, and then now there's the multiverse theory. Well, it was a universe, and then multiple universes, multiverse constantly changing. So what you do changes. All that is just bullshit lies. Lies created upon lies, created upon lies. And honestly, we are in the matrix. One mentions GG33 mentions perfectly well who runs the matrix. And I already knew that the Rothschilds and then the 12 other families actually own them. And their time is coming in short, man. Like, they're losing time because well, actually, many people are waking up to the truth that they don't want to be under servitude, so they're bringing out this bullshit New World Order nonsense, which is basically what the Eastern powers want their version of New World Order. So they're like, no, you can't have that. It has to be our world order, old world order. In other words, they're telling you the opposite. They don't want you to have. And yeah, the GG33 mentioned something very, very specific, and it does correlate with a lot of the things why the British Empire, the American Empire, and why the Jews are actually, and in ancient times, the Greek were the most influential and had the powerhouse during several times throughout each century. Reason being is that the language, he said that English, Hebrew, Greek are all languages that are aligned with numerology, have energy, have a spiritual energy meaning to it. By the average Jew is more successful than your average other person because they have more occult knowledge. They know more of the truth than the average American. The average American sort of asleep. I'm gonna put this. You guys can what is going on with our life. Now, there's a few things that I kind of um I'm not a student. I'm not paying for any service for this guy, and this correlates with a lot of the belief systems that I have, such as the Mandela effect and it explains why the Mandela effect and the energy frequency. But this guy mentioned something about what was and I keep blanking out when it comes to these things. But he did mention something about dreams. I'm gonna put that video in a bit. Let me just put this. You guys can.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you.
That's why I connect very much with games like Fallout 3, Harvester, because it gives you hints about the Matrix, some parts of the game on Fallout 3 and Harvester, and then there's other games that I can't on top of my.
You go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo.
And not only they're mentioning that the protagonist is a slave. Um this is pretty much hell in my opinion. This Matrix where everybody's a slave. And something now that I remember one of the things 33 some people are AI and some people see things that they don't have a soul. I don't know about that. It's like I'm skeptical on that. But Dolores Cannon did mention that there's thing called the backdoor people where a huge percentage of the population are actually soulless. The reason why many people on this earth, whenever you're doing with several things, they align with the matrix, attack you with certain similar things. That's why some women end up getting pissed and then end up blaming all men are the same. Not necessarily the men, it's just matrix that is pretty much attacking you. Or you have one year where constantly get fired in a job and then you find another job and then you get fired. Then you broke up with your girlfriend that year and then 3 years later you get a job and then you get married and you say, man, this year was horrible. I had nothing but bad luck and you say, oh, this year was luck. So GG33, a certain year, have a line frequency where some of the stuff that you make the does better. It all depends on the energy and frequency of what kind of decisions you make that year. Do something that is actually gonna be beneficial for that type of decision making. Of course, you're gonna have good outcomes. Bad, a lot of times you don't know, but if you have that knowledge beforehand, and this is the reason why I think the Rothschilds and his 12 other families are actually gonna their time is short, is because these entities are on top. They're playing fiddle because the Eastern powers also have and are not for humankind, so there's like a fight in the background. There's coming a time where three scenarios are gonna happen, and the bell of this matrix is gonna open, and everybody's not, everybody's gonna be able to see truth, and that's how the movie They Live got demonized. That very reason. One possibility, second possibility. All of these entities are either gonna, but the third scenario is gonna die. When that happens, when bad things are gonna happen, families are gonna start losing their power on this earth. Well, this matrix. I want to say Earth because Earth's changing. Maps are everything around us is constantly changing. Like if you follow the Mandela effect, you've seen that the South America has changed. Don't want to believe it. Fine with by me. Been other factors, and the people that don't believe it and constantly backlash and attack I honestly believe they might probably be part of the matrix. 'Cause it's funny that a lot of these people that started attacking me, they all flocks into groups, then they move and they vanished. Like the people that vanished, then they come into your life like flocks. I think they might be part of this AI system.
Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
You know, it's funny that Will Smith was actually gonna be Nero on this movie, and then there was gonna be another white guy that was gonna be. Well, I don't know who's Nero. I think it's. I forgot the character's name. It's gonna be a black character, and be a white character. And they switched it. So Will Smith ended up doing Men in Black. So I had a feeling that have Will Smith would have done The Matrix, then Keanu Reeves done Men in Black. Yeah, kind of interesting. Wanted to something to throw it out there.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
They're actually telling you the truth in plain sight, and this yet a lot of people don't believe that we are living in a matrix. The people that actually do the matrix, all of these occult knowledge, they're usually millionaires, billionaires. Like I need to put a lot of this energy. My life right now is in shambles. Once I get into my act, start putting in a lot of the stuff, occult knowledge that I'm slowly downloading because it's too much, man. You will become mention something. I can repeat
every day.
the guy
What
that I
does
was. This is the guy that I was telling you about. 33.
the Matrix want from us? That's the key.
Yeah.
We are the bees for the Matrix. So what happens is we go out there, instead of pollen, we connect emotional energy. We get upset at people, we yell at people, we worry, we get sad every day. We collect all that emotional energy. And then we go to sleep, it feeds on the emotional energy that we collected. That's why sometimes you go to sleep for about 10 minutes, you wake up and you feel fine.
Yeah.
You feel refreshed. Sometimes you go to sleep for about 12 hours, you wake up and feel dead tired because you've been in there.
Now, there might be some truth in that. Sometimes it's the sleep cycles. So another thing is that whenever this guy is all connected in biology, patterns. So every 2 hours, the body goes into and then REM sleep. So 1 hour, then to go to light sleep. 1 hour, 3 hours, 5 hours. But whenever you get 5 hours of sleep, many people, including myself, and you feel like you only slept 5 hours, feel so tired. Like you have to wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning, go to sleep like at 2 in the morning or at 1 in the morning, and you feel like really tired. And because of the patterns, you woke up whenever you didn't get, you were about to get another REM cycle. That's one aspect as to feeling more rejuvenated. Now he did mention giving um giving back all that energy. Now there's people that take a lot of sleep pills and ended up dying because they don't get REM. They're always into deep and to a degree, like if you mix it up with narcotics like HC, for example, that makes you go more into deep and not get into REM sleep cycles. So you ended up actually dying from that. And the I think the Matrix, like in a way, it's a way to wake up call to see how is Albert or how is Jessica, throwing out names. You go to sleep. How are they doing? That's how the Matrix knows that you're still alive on this. Actually, that you're actually having dreams because if you go on sleeping or you don't even sleep at all, you can actually die because it wants to know how. you're doing. Like you're actually still in the process. Actually, I think a lot of these matrix has a lot to do with the full moon. There's people that actually get affected at it. Sometimes people get nightmares. Some people don't actually go to sleep having a deprivation slash insomnia on days of the full moon. And that's probably a lot to do with the energy frequencies, how the matrix actually revolves around. It's one factor. Uh, Garbage on my email. Um, so yeah, a lot of people say, why do we dream? Now you got your answer right. The way to actually reflect back on the page. Like, if manage to hack the matrix, like two things are gonna happen. You're gonna vanish from this earth, or you're gonna die. And one of the hacks that people are doing that are doing like sleeping pills, you're hacking, forcing your body to go. Not how it works. You have to do it naturally. Then you get the dreams. That's a way to actually you're actually still alive on this. Yeah, something to point out on that. What do I believe? There's not such nonsense as the multiverse theory. If anybody wants to debate me on this, I'll bring out my notes. More than glad to actually debate on this topic. But I'm just sick and tired of throwing out the. I was one of those idiots at one point throwing out this theory, which I mean I respect it. Like it's fine if you want to believe into that. Not saying it's a bad thing, but that's how the Matrix program for you to actually learn and experience. If you want to believe something is right, something true, therefore it's gonna be true. I think the Matrix does not exist. That's gonna be a reflection, but down like even if you don't believe it, like it still exists. It all boils down on what you believe. It's a reflection of your I am, your self, your thoughts, your perception. Now, what is outside the myth? Now, that is something that everybody should and will know in the future. But for now, like everybody's in, I don't think this matrix lasts forever. There's a time where I have a feeling there's a time where it's too easy. It looks like the matrix. This might probably be thousands of years from now. There's no time lapse. That's the thing because PG-33 mentions a reincarnation. I don't believe. Like I believe some. It's more like a page book, computer simulation where you don't like how things died, so you pick up on something in part of your life, and it doesn't have to be when you're like a 1 or 2 years start become come back and become conscious when you're 12. When shit, what happened? You just died, came back. Similar to like when you have a car crash and everything moves very slow, and you start seeing like, that's kind of weird. What just happened? That's because you died, but it happened so fast. So you didn't notice, and then you just started that page again. And when you start the page again, I feel like that's when the Mandela effect. There's a lot of weird changes. The Matrix, just that certain page energy changes. So everything around, not everything, but several things around you or people changes. At this video, take care.